I'm going to make some kimchi. Not the traditional way, not exactly the right way, but kind of a quick way of making it. And it comes out tasting like kimchi, and that's what my concern is. I'm not going to go the many hours with soaking this in salt water. Anyway, it's Napa cabbage or Chinese cabbage that we're going to be using. Then we're going to cut that whole head of cabbage. More or less bite-sized pieces. The first thing you do is to put apple and onion, a few tablespoons of olive oil, and sweat this down. This will give us the somewhat amount of sweetness that the kimchi needs. So a moderate flame, not too high. Cover it. We're not looking for any color, we just want this to cook. And in with this, I will add the garlic and the fresh minced ginger. Now they don't do this in the way the Koreans do it, and I don't want any Koreans calling me up, cursing me out that I'm doing horrendous things to their famous dish of kimchi. I'm just making it like an American style, a little bit easier, and hopefully very close to the flavor that they do. Now, since we haven't soaked the cabbage in the salt water and saved that brine, we're going to need to put into this the salt. So we're going to start off with just a half a teaspoon, not a half a teaspoon. No, don't forget this is going into the cabbage, so don't think it's a lot of salt. 1 teaspoon of sea salt. And with that, we're going to add the pepper flakes now also. This is the real hot stuff. So we're going to take it a little bit easy because this goes a long, long way. So I'm just going to add a half a teaspoon of the pepper flakes. This stuff is murder. And we'll let this cook along, simmer. See how it's going? Reduce that flame just a little bit. I want the apples and the onions to really cook down to almost like a liquid. I'm going to add a half a cup of water to this. This process is taking a long time, so we're going to quicken it up a little with the help of the immersion tool. Because all I'm looking to do is to get this really soft and then add it to the cabbage. So if we do like so, since this is so shallow, I'm going to transfer it to a deeper little bowl to make it easier to do. So we're going to puree this I'm going to put it back in the skillet and reduce it. So if you don't have this tool, you can put it in your blender and do it. That's good enough. Now we'll place it back in the skillet. Let this cook a few minutes, just to reduce it a little bit. The cabbage is going to give off a lot of water, so I don't want to add even more water. We'll see how this looks. If it doesn't look like it's going to reduce, we're just going to go ahead and add this to the cabbage and cook it. Well, there's another way I could do it later also. When you remove the cabbage from the pan, I can reduce all the liquid that's in there. We'll save time, we'll do it like that. So the next step is to bring the cabbage over. And all the cabbage, the entire head, is in there. So what do we do now? We'll put a little bit of oil in there. And that's going to reduce, that cabbage will shrink. And we're going to put this in. Hopefully when we're done, all the flavors will unite into a tasty non-Korean kimchi. So this will take a few minutes. That's quite a bit of cabbage, and it does take time for that to cook down. Now I'm remembering that they don't cook their cabbage, they just soak it for hours in salt water. They save the brine and they put that back into the kimchi. So we're going to see if we can duplicate that in some way, but doing it in this fashion. Now there's another item I have to add. You need that color. So we're going to add paprika, which will give us the color that we're looking for. And we'll time this, and we'll be stirring this. You'll mix it up and stir it. We'll set it for 10 minutes. It's been about 3 minutes. I'm going to add half a cup of white vinegar. Might add some more paprika because this has to have that red, that paprika color. Well, maybe it'll be there after I thoroughly mix it. And this is done as soon as the cabbage is soft. I'm not going to cook it anymore. Because when they soak the cabbage in the salt water, just like when you soak regular cabbage to make coleslaw, it softens it up. And that's what the Koreans do. So I'm not getting the color I want from the paprika. So I'm going to add I'm going to add the same amount. minute because the cabbage has softened quite a bit. And it's done cooking. And then we'll just taste it. And hopefully everything we put in there will give it a nice flavor. And there's not that much liquid in there. Because when you buy kimchi, there is liquid in the jar. And I'm going to first taste it to see if there's enough red pepper flakes in there. Because this is a hot item. It's a cold item to eat, but it's spicy hot. Okay, that looks pretty good. Another drop of pepper flakes. Brings it up to 2 teaspoons. Actually 1.5. Now the sweetness that you get from the apples and the onion, if I'm not getting it, my next taste, I'm going to add just a little bit of sugar to this. It has to have a smooth flavor. And since we didn't soak the cabbage, it's probably much stronger in taste doing it this way. I'm going to add an 1/8 of a cup of sugar, and now I'm shutting it off because I don't want to overcook the cabbage. And I'll taste it. Well, it's not bad. I know what real kimchi tastes like. It's very close. We'll add the scallions. I added more sugar to compensate for not doing it the right way. And you can either eat this hot or cold. Usually it's eaten cold. But it has a nice taste. An American style of kimchi. I hope you enjoy it.